Welcome back to the A1 pits, guys. It's the end of October going into November. It's the clocks going back weekend, one of my favourite weekends of the year. This weekend was supposed to be all about how I fish over a gallon of maggots using my maggot rigs that you've seen before if you've watched any of my previous videos. It's turned out to be a little bit different. I was hoping to be fishing in the deeper water. The weather's been all over the place. You're catching me up now after I've already done 48 hours. It's been raining, apart from last night, all of those 48 hours. So apologies, I've not been able to do much filming outside, but I've caught some fish along the way. Let's go back and have a look. So guys, on arriving on pit 4 on the Thursday afternoon, it was chucking it down with rain. There was already 6 or 7 anglers set up. They were mainly on the road bank and the railway bank, partly because the 3 and 4 split bank was roped off and pretty waterlogged, so you couldn't drive down there. So I set about trying to find some features in one of the swims on the 3 and 4 split bank. I believe going out from there's a bit of a gravel strip, maybe an old road. So I found the end of that about 35 yards out, just as it was going into what felt like a more silty area. Got clipped up, and I wanted to put all 3 rods on a spot. Like I say, the video was supposed to be about fishing over up to a gallon of maggots at a time. Putting me old faithful maggot rigs out there. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And also my third rod was going to be a Ronnie rig, just a straight boilie, just to see if that was picking out the bigger fish, even over the maggot baits, because I believe the maggots are drawing them in, but I just wanted to prove whether the maggots were getting the bigger fish or whether I was getting the bigger fish on the boilies. So that was all set for the first night. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so Thursday night, first night, the rigs I'm going to go in with, just a quick look. If you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know how I like to fish the maggots. I've just got a size 5 stiff rigger hook. I've dropped down to a 15-pound quarter IQ hook length, nice and stiff. I'm fishing over gravel and I'm out in open water, so no problems with snags in these swims. I've just got the 5 maggots glued onto my bit of foam, and that's running on a rig swivel between 2 beads on the hook. The maggot rig's going to go out just on leg clips. That's going out on 2 rods. I'm fishing over firm gravel, so I've not got too much problem with that. The third rod that's going out in the silt, or the soft spots, I'm going to be trying to plug that lead in on a helicopter system. I'm going to have that running. I've got it about set a foot up just in case there's any silt or soft stuff out there. Got a nice stiff boom section, and on the end of that you can see I've got a Ronnie rig and a nice washed out pop-up. Well, there you go, guys. I think you'll agree, one for the future. 12:15. Beautiful scaled mirror, caught on a single bait Ronnie rig. Noticed some fish showing about 2 hours ago, about 70 yards out, so I wound one of the rods in, clipped it up, cast it out, and this beautiful carp picked the bait up. Looking forward to meeting her again in a couple of years' time when she's a bit bigger. But in the meantime, let's get her back. See if we can catch another one. So guys, that was the first night over and done. No more fish to report. Certainly paid off winding that rod in and casting out to those showing fish. I had a decision on my hands now. A lot of the fish were showing out in the middle of the lake during the night, and they hadn't come over the maggot rigs at all, or the maggots. Nothing was showing closer in, but they were showing really well, but they were right down the middle of the lake. I had to wander around to the other side and had a chat with the lad in the first peg, you know, the favourite peg that everybody wants to be in on the railway bank, and he was packing up. Looking at the weather forecast, we was due to get a good 18 to 24 hours of rain. Where I was set up, it was already waterlogged. There's no way I was going to do any external filming. I needed to be somewhere where I could either fish margins, or on that plateau out in front, or the deeper water. So my mind was made up, a move was on the cards. Okay, so it's 12 o'clock Friday dinner now. I'm all moved and set up in the swim on the railway bank. I've got my plan laid out. I'm going to feed the margins during the daytime. I'm going to fish out on the plateau at night, and I'm going to have one rod into the deeper water where I saw the fish showing on the Thursday night. I've spommed out a gallon of maggots, dead and alive, onto the 7-foot spot on the plateau. There's 2 maggot rigs going to go over the top of that, my usual ones, with the maggots glued to the foam. And then out into the deeper water where the fish were showing on the Thursday night, I'm going to stick a single Ronnie rig, just a single bait, no bait around it at all. Okay, so Friday afternoon, I've been feeding the margins ever since I've been here with the maggots. It's time to get a rig on and see what we can do. Well, there you go, guys. Proper autumnal day. Leaves coming off the trees. It's the clock's going back weekend, one of my favourite weekends of the year. This beautiful scale carp came along in the margins. That's per normal on the maggots. Look beautiful in a few years' time. 17.5 pounds. Weight's kind of immaterial, but it's always nice to have a record of these fish when I'm catching them. Beautiful autumn colours. It's wet, it's windy, and I'm having a fantastic time. Let's get back. So after putting that fish back Friday tea time, I got set up ready for the night. It's getting well dark by 6 o'clock this time of year, so you've got to start setting up about 5, making sure you're ready for the evening. Like I said earlier, a couple of maggot rigs went out over the maggots, and the single Ronnie rig went out 14 wraps right at the bottom of the gravel, just as it goes into the silt. About 8 o'clock on the Friday night, the wind really got up, massive southwesterly winds, up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts, throwing it down with rain. There's no way I could stand outside and watch for showing fish like I did on the Thursday night and try and cast to them. Just as it was getting dark, I could see fish showing down the far end, predictably on the wind, pretty much where I'd moved from. But I knew what was coming, as in the wind and the rain, and there's no way I could have stayed down there. It just wasn't happening. So I just had to put up with it, hope for the best, and see what the night brings. So moving into Saturday morning, it's gone a lot cooler now. Last night it was 15 degrees. Big southwesterly blowing. Now it's turned to a northerly. The wind's blowing onto the 4-5 split bank. I've not had any fish through the night off the plateau or in the deeper water. Because it was raining, I wasn't able to watch the water and cast a showing fish like I did on the Thursday night. I've just been marooned in the bivvy basically. So today I'm going to feed the margins again. I've got 2 spots. I fed a load of maggots in last night. Let's see how we get on today.
Well, there you go, guys. £24, 15 ounces. Beautiful mirror carp from the margins of pit 4. Caught about a rod length out on the maggot rig. 2 or 3 handfuls of maggots. I was feeding the maggots last night and this morning. Put the rod out just after dinner. It's been raining all night and all day. About half an hour ago, caught this lovely fish. Still drizzling, so just put it in the sack while I got the camera ready. Drop the rod back in, and would you believe it, I caught another one. Look at it glistening in the evening sun. Beautiful end to the day. What's been a difficult weekend. Beautiful. Let's get back and get the other one out. Well, there you go, guys. Second fish of the afternoon. Light's starting to fade now. It's finally stopped raining. God, I think we've had about 18 hours of rain. Absolutely soul destroying, mud everywhere. But it's nice to be catching these in the margins. Let's get back and get ready for the night.
Okay, so having moved around here onto the railway bank, I've had the marker float out looking for that plateau. I've not fished in this swim before, so I was a little unsure of what's out there. I've only ever fished the margins. What I've noticed is there's a lot of floss type weed to the left hand side of the plateau. To the right hand side it's not so bad. I've got 2 rods on there, so I'm going to try and edge my bets. One's going out on just a normal leg clip system because that's what I prefer to use. The second one though, I'm going to put out on my running boom sections. So I've got that helicopter set up. I've got a nice stiff boom section, then on the end of there, like I was doing on pit 3 in my last video, I've got what they call a German rig. So it's similar to a Ronnie, it's just not as much movement as a Ronnie. You just want that hook to spin if a fish picks it up. I've still gone with the 5 maggots on the foam, and that's running on a size 5 stiff rigger. That's the only difference to last night. See how we get on. Okay guys, it's Sunday morning, we're all caught up now. The sun's shining, the pressure's high. We had a frost last night, I had a frost on the car and also on the top of the bivvy. Still a mud bath. Hopefully that's going to dry up today. I'm on my last day now, I've made my mind up, I'm going to go home tonight. There's another sharp frost tonight. There's nothing coming out in the night at all now. There was nothing showing last night. Just for the last few hours I'm going to stick a zig rig out. Well, in fact I'm going to stick 2 zig rigs out onto that plateau. You can see there I've got a piece of black foam and I've glued a couple of red maggots to the top of it. Can't stay away from the maggots. I'm going to stick a 3-foot one out and a 4-foot one out. I think there's approximately 7 foot of water out on the plateau, so I'm going to be 3 foot down and 4 foot down. Try that for a start and see how we get on.
Well guys, unfortunately just wasn't meant to be. I couldn't catch any more. I tried on the zigs, I've been feeding the bottom baits, maggots in the margins, it's just not happening. It's time to move on. I've had a quick walk over the 3, I found some fish in the margins. Let's try and finish on a high. Let's stalk one out on the camera. Come on. Well guys, check out this for a stalking spot. The water's absolutely pouring from pit 2 into pit 3. When I came round earlier, the fish were high up in the water, feeding off the fresh, accessible grass. Couldn't believe my luck. Went back, packed up, but by the time I got back, the water was really murky. I fed the maggots, dropped the rig in, I just failed to catch anything. Okay guys, that's the end of my vlog. Really appreciating the comments and the likes you're putting on my YouTube page. Hopefully I'll see you out in the bank sometime. Until then, see ya.